How's it going? Spectral Production here, and right in front of me, as you can see, is the all-new Genesis GV80 Coupe. Now let's see this thing. This thing, for those of you who don't know, is basically a competitor to the Bmw X6 and the Mercedes GLE SUVs. So as you can see, it's got the coupe-like design, but it's basically a SUV. And yeah, so starting off, personally, I really like how this looks. It looks really rich. You got the typical Genesis design with the dual headlights. These are both daytime running lights and headlights. You got the giant Genesis grille. Looks very mean. Genesis badge right there. And yeah, and as you can see over there also is a Genesis GV80 SUV, not the coupe version. And you can see in the front it's basically the same, but of course on the side it's a bit different. Now let's go to the rear where the difference where you can actually see the difference. Very beautiful design. I love how it looks. I love how it has the ducktail spoiler like that. Kind of goes up. It's like a built-in spoiler. Got dual taillights right here, as well as the Genesis lettering right there. And yeah, the GV80 badge right there as well. So this one is probably top of the line. It has the 3.5 twin turbo engine, V6. It's really cool. Also, I'd like to point out these quad exhausts. These are actual real quad exhausts. There's dual tips in there, which is really cool. So let me show you guys the interior. And honestly, the interior, I've taken a look at it, and it looks really nice. So here's the door card right here. You could see beautiful red stitching. It gives it a bit of a sporty vibe. And you also got this what looks like carbon fiber design. Now I'm not entirely sure if it's real carbon fiber or it might be not real carbon fiber, but it still looks really nice either way. You can also see we have a Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is really nice. And you also got the seats right here with the red stitching, the red seat belt right there. And you got a Genesis steering wheel. Let's take a seat. Looks really classy, I find. And honestly, I say it's really classy, but you have to keep in mind Genesis is the sister brand of Hyundai and Kia, or Hyundai in this case. And this looks nothing like a Hyundai, if you ask me. Of course, you got the Genesis badge right here. Kind of looks like a Bentley badge, you know, but still looks really cool. And like, if you really look at this, if we put this panel down, it does not look like a Hyundai. Well, maybe I take that back. Maybe this part kind of does, but it also looks like a Mercedes at the same time. But yeah, anyways, you got the screen right here. You got your infotainment screen on this side and the gauge cluster on that side. Very sleek, very minimal, but also like very classy and futuristic. You also got your climate controls here. This is a screen as far as I know. And most of these, as you can see, the dials are physical. And volume button is physical, which is great. And it has a mix of non-physical buttons and touch buttons. And yeah, oh, and I guess this, hazard button also looks really nice. Oh, you can see me in the reflection. Hello. Anyways, there's a glove box right there. But yeah, and you also got this carbon fiber trim, which again, don't know if it's real, but it might not be, or it might be. Yeah, going from here all the way to over here. And like I said, there's this cubby space right here with two Type-C USBs, or Type-C ports, and a 12-volt socket right there as well. You also got this right here. This is your gear selector. Looks very, very nice in like this sort of crystal imitation, kind of like what BMW has, but of course I don't think this is crystal, but it's like a glass. You also got your remote right here for your infotainment screen, which is of course touch screen, but it's also nice to have a little option for a different way to control the touch screen. And you also got like buttons over here that say menu, back, and home. So got your drive mode selectors right here, and yeah, and two cup holders, which is nice. You also have this glove box right here, pretty deep. Actually, no, this is so I guess this is some sort of dual design, or no, actually this might be the only glove box. Okay, so I just noticed this, but this might be the only glove box you have. It's this like deep, and you can only open it like this, and it does not go up as far as I can see. Yeah, there's no lever here. You have just a button here, and I'm trying to pull up on it, but you can't. So unless there's another way, comment down below. But yeah, anyways, another thing I noticed is that you can move the seat, the passenger seat, from these buttons over here, so whoever sits in the back can move it however they want, and they don't have to reach down there. Yeah, let's go to the back now and see how much space we have, because yeah, since this is the coupe SUV, of course this is not my seating position, this is just how it was, but since this is a coupe SUV, there might not be much space, but we'll check that out in a second. And yeah, here's the door card again. You got the carbon fiber trimming there with the red stitching, very, very sporty. Bang & Olufsen sound system. And just notice the fact that the rear seats, which you have this 5 spaces, but the rear seats are electric powered as well, so you can move them back and forth, which is very, very interesting, because not a lot of automakers these days have rear seat controls that are electric and that you can move them around, because one, you don't really need it, but two, it's very interesting that a brand like Genesis, which is basically a starter luxury brand, has that option. So let's get in. And one thing right away, you have another little cubby storage space right here, just like the front glove box. And you got your 2 cup holders here. You can put this thing up, and you have another spot here for a 5th person, which is good to have. And you also got your climate controls here, and yeah, as you can see, there's 2 vents here as well, 2 more Type-C ports here, and a socket. Oh, and I didn't even notice this, but you have a sunroof as well, which opens pretty well, pretty wide enough. Yeah, so that's a very nice touch. And unfortunately, I can't open the trunk. Oh, another thing I just noticed, but if I close the door here, this car, for some reason, which is very, very interesting, very interesting choice by Genesis, but it has a lot of rear controls as well, because like I mentioned already, you have the seat controls that are up at the front, up for the passenger seat that you can move around. You have your controls here for this seat that are electric and fully adjustable almost. And I just noticed that you can also lock and unlock all the doors in the whole car, so you don't have to reach over to the front, and you can just unlock and lock the doors from the passenger seat. which is something Mercedes and BMW don't have. And this thing costs basically as much as one of those, but still, which is very interesting. And you also have a little coat hanger right here, which is rather oddly placed because I don't know what you would hang here, maybe a sweater, but you also have one up here as well, so I don't know why you really need that. Still useful either way. And you also got a little LED light up here as well because there's no dome light, so very, very nice. Going back to what I was talking about, here's the trunk. Can't see much because it's dark in there, but from what I can see, it is genuinely big enough to fit some stuff. Of course, not as big as other SUVs, because after all, this is a coupe, so you can see the roof line goes down. But yeah, big enough to fit your stuff in there. And yeah, and in terms of headroom, there is, I would show myself, but you could probably see right here through the mirror if I zoom in. Oh. But yeah, there is quite enough headroom. I would say I'm about I'm 5'7", 5'8" ish, and there's enough. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the interior. Here's another good look of the front dash. Yeah, let's go out here. But no, in my opinion, I really do like this thing. It's very classy. Now this one's in white, but I think there might be an orange color for it, which is very interesting. I prefer, of course, luxury cars to be in black. So seeing one of these on the road would be really interesting. And I'm sure you won't be able to miss out on these because although from the side they might look exactly like a BMW X6 or a Mercedes GLE, you can notice the difference by the taillights and the headlights because it's like a split design. Anyways, overall, let me know what you guys think of the new GV80 Coupe. Yeah, I'll see you guys on my next videos. Peace.